I now recognize the ranking member of the Rules Committee, Mr. McGovern.
Thank you. Thank you for your testimony. I'll keep this brief. The United States is a country of immigrants, and immigrants make us strong. And yet we have a president calling immigrants garbage. I mean, it's sickening. This administration has made a practice to unlawfully detain people, and they don't stop there. They have used this massive and broken detention system to deprive people of due process, cover up systemic failures, and disappear people altogether. And we're hearing about those cases. I mean, Kristi Noem defied a court order and deported 3 planes worth of individuals to El Salvador without due process. And it's believed that 30 of them are still being held at CCOT, a maximum security prison that's infamous for human rights abuses that occur there. No one knows for certain if these men are actually there, and no attorneys have been able to contact them because DHS won't disclose their names and locations. So detention is being used to hide people and deport them so quickly that their lawyers can't find them, and sometimes so quickly that they don't even have a chance to retain an attorney. So, Ms. St. John, as somebody who helps provide legal services to individuals in immigration detention, you are uniquely familiar with the extreme need that exists. So could you discuss how the dramatic increase in detention has impacted your organization's ability to adequately provide legal services, and what are the consequences of an individual in immigration detention not having access to proper legal services?
So in terms of the problem of transfers and people being disappeared, it is absolutely, it's a massive problem that people are being moved more routinely and more regularly from facility to facility to facility in a way that is making it extremely difficult for people, their family or a counsel, to be able to track them. People take days to show up again in the various systems that we have to actually track people down. And one of the things that people might not know is that actually it takes days even for people inside detention to get access to the systems to be able to make outgoing phone calls if they don't already have money on their books. And so there's really no way for somebody also who's detained to be able to say, hey, this is where I am, and reach out to people proactively. The expansion of detention that has happened has been extremely problematic in terms of access to counsel and to due process, because most of the facilities that have opened in remote areas where there are very few legal services. And it's disturbing to see how few or how little thought has been given to access to counsel in these locations. We saw that at Alligator Alcatraz, where people were being turned away, attorneys were being turned away by armed guards when they went to go see their clients. And we see it in facilities that I work in every day that aren't new facilities, but we can't get a phone call with our client. I work with people who also are attorneys in the criminal defense system who come as pro bonos to immigration, and they are shocked by how difficult it is to reach your client in immigration custody. They say, I would never have this problem as in a criminal setting, which is very telling, because punitive detention conditions are actually unconstitutional, and here we have civil detention being actually much more punitive than criminal detention. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I forgot the last part of your question.
I think you've answered most of my question. Okay. I would just say we're supposed to be a nation of laws. I mean, and people are entitled to due process. And I heard Ms. Pierre's testimony about her husband, which is really troubling. But I think it's important to make clear what this administration is doing is not enforcing laws. They are engaged in systemic human rights violations against individuals who are being mistreated. Some of them are being sent to places where they disappear. Some of them are dying in detention. And we need to shine a light on that, and we need to do much, much better. This administration needs to be held accountable. And I thank you all for your testimony. I yield back.
Thank you so